Thank you for joining us on the debate at 10. I'm Niranjan and I'm filling in for Arnab Goswami. Arnab will be back very, very soon. He's on a short break. He's back in just a few days. But ladies and gentlemen, the Republic Media Network, that is Republic TV, the channel that you're watching, Republic English, that's Republic TV, Republic Bharat, Republic Bangla, and the Republic Kannada teams are on the ground in Ayodhya, getting you the festive fervor, the anticipation in Ayodhya ahead of the January 22nd inauguration. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you that it is a festive atmosphere. Everyone on the ground, everyone we are speaking to are just looking forward to the 22nd of January. But ladies and gentlemen, there are a few people, and I'd say very, very few people. And the reason I'm saying very few people is because these few leaders in few parties are giving excuses. And the last we counted, there were at least 15 excuses given by these parties not to be there on the 22nd of January. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, while these politicians / leaders are going on television giving excuses for not attending this ceremony and trying to give as Hindu reasons as possible to simply boycott, their own leaders, their own party cadre is celebrating the 22nd of January. That's the reality on the ground. And that's our debate tonight. Why are these leaders giving excuses? What is the reality? We'll debate all of that and more. We have some very special guests on the debate tonight at 10 p.m. Here's the list of excuses so far.
As the nation readies for the grand Pran Pratishtha ceremony on Monday, devotees would be glued to TV screens, soaking in the moment, wishing they were in Ayodhya. But many in the opposition with the opportunity to attend have excuses ready instead.
For 500 years for the construction of the Ram temple, and all of them saying that this is a matter of faith and not politics, but on the other hand, we still have politicians politicizing this entire event, calling it a political event, completely detached from the realities of the ground and the realities of the people of Ayodhya, and not just Ayodhya, the rest of the country trying to get into the Ayodhya city on the 22nd of January, and we have politicians abstaining and trying to make hollow statements for the 22nd of January as well.
Even as the 500-year-long wait ends for Hindus, opposition seems to not have received the memo. The opposition has even tried to downplay the Ram temple opening.
और इन चारों शंकराचार्यों ने निर्णय लिया है कि वह अयोध्या नहीं जाएंगे और इस पर कोई आक्रोश नहीं है। क्या ये धर्म को आहत नहीं कर रहा है? हम 22 तारीख को जो अयोध्या में मोदी जी के नाक के नीचे मोदी जी की प्रेजेंस और आरएसएस संघ के प्रमुख की प्रेजेंस में हो रहा है, उसमें नहीं जा रहे हैं, जहां हमारे शंकराचार्य नहीं जा रहे हैं।
Is the opposition twisting Hinduism to suit a political narrative? Will the weight of their decision not weigh upon voters in an election year? Let's debate.
And because suddenly every party that usually goes temple hopping just before the elections is quoting Shankaracharyas before the Ayodhya Ram Mandir inauguration, we decided to get Dushyant Sridhar, Vedic scholar, on top of 10 p.m. To answer some of the questions. Dushyant, everybody suddenly seems to know about Pran Pratishtha. Everyone's suddenly an expert. Let me start by asking you, Dushyant, just for all our viewers who are watching, right? Because a lot of theories are being thrown, a lot of tweets being put out, a lot of sound bites being arranged, right? Why is this date, Dushyant, still being considered inauspicious by some opposition parties or some in the opposition parties, as well as some Shankaracharyas who have refused to attend the ceremony or have declined the invite, Dushyant?
Namaskaram Niranjan and namaskaram to all your viewers. A few things first. People who are in politics, their profession is to do politics. So I don't think I, as a citizen, as an Astika, is actually concerned about what other parties have to suggest. But of course, with your question with regards to Prana Pratishtha, in Sanatana Dharma, in Hinduism, we have two words. One is Nigama. Nigama are the Vedas with the Vedanta. The other is Agama. And there are largely Shaiva Agamas, Shakta Agamas, and Vaishnava Agamas. And based on Agama texts, rituals like Prana Pratishtha are carried. In a Prana Pratishtha, the idol, the Mula Murti, whatever it is made of, be it a Pashanam stone or wood or any other material, using the Agama rituals is placed in that temple. Though we believe that Paramatma is omniscient, omnipresent, like how the great devotee Prahlada said, Sarvatra Asti Sada Asti, despite all of this, we believe that using the chants of the Vedic mantras, the Riks, the Yajuks, and so on, and based on this, and based on the principles laid in the Agama Shastras, the Pratishtha is done for the Murti. And there are two, one which is fixed in a place and the other one which is a processional deity. So you have a Mula Murti and the Utsava Murti. So in a very colloquial language, if I have to use this word, inducing energy into that particular material so that it becomes a Divya Mangala Vigraham for our worship is called Prana Pratishtha. And Prana Pratishtha doesn't have to happen only when the temple is complete. We have plenty of references to some of the greatest temples in Bharatadesha made in the past, where Prana Pratishtha was done when the temple was not even complete. And second, with respect to my opinion on what Shankaracharyas have said, I have always been of this opinion, Niranjan, that all acharyas are to be venerated, and I don't have anything hurtful to offer to any of the acharyas. But to the best of my knowledge, one of the respected mathas is Sringeri Matha in the Advaita Siddhanta. Both the acharyas of the Sringeri Sannidhanam, and coming to Kanchi Kamakoti Peetham, where Bala Periyava, who's revered as Vijayendra Saraswati Swamigal, both of them have said that we are completely endorsing the thought of the temple. We are completely wishing it is under our directions that these rituals are happening. So I'm sure some of the political spokespersons should get the information right. Not all of them are disagreeing. A few of them have a difference in the opinion. And first of all, aren't all these parties saying that there is death of democracy, whereby they mean there should be respect for every point of view? So some of the Shankaracharyas are free to express their opinion. This shouldn't be a big impediment in we the Astikas understanding whether this Pratishtha should happen or not, is my opinion, Niranjan.
See, a tweet by the Sri Ram Janmabhoomi Tirtha Kshetra has detailed, Dushyant, they've detailed that the traditions include Shaiva, Vaishnava, Shakta, Ganapatya, Patya, Sikh, Bauddha, Jain, Dashnam. I can go on it. They've detailed all the traditions that will be followed. Okay? Then why do some leaders like Rahul Gandhi, for example, call this a quote-unquote political Narendra Modi function? He called it today political Narendra Modi function. And why are such leaders refusing the invitation despite the ceremony following inclusive cultural traditions?
Yeah. Niranjan, I have to answer your question in two parts. One, with respect to what the Agamas, and you have quoted many other words, keywords from the release of the temple. From my very basic understanding, the temple is being constructed in the Panchayatana form of worship. I'm sure one of the greatest temples, called the Temple of Devgad, about 1800 years back in the north of India, was constructed that way. So there are going to be upasannidhis for Ganapati, Shiva, and so on. But all that may not happen on the 22nd of January. So on the 22nd of January, it is going to be the Pratishtha of Ram Lalla alone. So that may be largely based on the Vaishnava Agamas. There are quite a few prominent ones like Pancharatram, Vaikhanasam, and there are a few Agamas subsidiary to them. Let's keep them aside. Now, coming to what Sri Rahul Gandhi has said, I'm sure I'm not the spokesperson of any of the parties, but as an Astika, I'll tell you one thing, Niranjan. Let's say even if Rahul Gandhi had taken part in that Prana Pratishtha instead of PM Modi, I would still love the event, because at the end of the day, for the Hindu, It is the rebirth and the resurgence of the civilization, of dharma, of Sanatana Dharma there. Incidentally, it is happening through the hands of the Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji. He himself, Modi ji himself will endorse. He is an instrument in the hands of Paramatma. So Rama has chosen him. That's all. There are many people who have contributed to the movement. Some of them are known in the public. Some of them are not known. So I don't think as a citizen, as an Astika, I view this as a completely political event. Yes, when kings constructed temples even 1,000 years back, it was political. If the person who's in power constructing a temple, it is partly political as well. When Babur destroyed an existing temple, was that not political? Was that not religious? Was that not anti-religion? So I don't know. I cannot call this completely a religious event because there has always been a political angle to temples. But to say just because PM Modi is doing it, I won't like it is not the right way to look at in Sanatana Dharma, because at the end of the day, Modi may come and go. Rahul Gandhi may come and go, but what is going to stay forever? Yavat sthasyanti girayaha saritascha mahitale is Rama, Ramayana, and the Ram Mandir. So I'm more concerned about what is eternal and what is not temporary.
Yeah, and add to that, Dushyant, they say that the ideal number of Adivasas, I'm repeating, the ideal number of Adivasas shall also be present along with 121 Acharyas, adding to the fulfillment of all the conditions needed for the ceremony. So that's being fulfilled, in which case the controversy, it appears, is not needed around this event.
Not at all. In fact, I was quite elated and happy, Niranjan, on seeing one small piece of news that the rituals have already begun. And I just saw one picture where many pandits, many purohitas were participating in a yaga, in a yajna, that the newspaper said was according to the Shukla Yajurveda. See, this is very interesting because in the Ramayana, when Dasharatha performs Ashwamedha and Putrakameshti, the commentator clearly tells that Dasharatha belonged to Shukla Yajurveda. In Yajurveda, we have Shukla and Krishna. He belonged to Shukla Yajurveda. I was so happy to note that there has been some learned person who has been telling, and a lot of Pandits were participating. So these are all good, small parts. A lot of people from the state of Tamil Nadu have sent beautiful bells, and there is a large agarbatti which is coming from the state of Gujarat. There is a Dhwajastamba, the flag post, which is being made in a country. Shalagrama Shila, Pashana, has come from Nepal. So every state, every community is contributing. That way, when you mentioned about the Adivasis, Rama made the best of the friends with Nishadaraja Guha. Nishadana Neta Kapikulapatihi Kapi Shabari, says Vedanta Deshika. So he made friends with Nishadaraj Guha. So Guha being the friend, Adivasis have the full right to attend the Prana Pratishtha ceremony. He made friends just not with humans, with animals. He was so friendly with people from the neighboring countries. All the Rakshasas belong to Lanka Pradesham. So I feel people coming from all communities, representing all communities, is a very welcome gesture, because the temple and Rama's grace is for all.
Yeah. I'm just opening this up, Dushyant. I request you to stay on for just 10 minutes. I won't keep you for long. I have Sadhvi Jayabharti, Hindu scholar, joining us live on the debate this evening. Rashmi Samant, an author, joining us live from Bengaluru. She will be joining us in just a few seconds. Lokesh Jindal, a political analyst who usually leans towards the Congress party, joining us on the debate. Abhishek Sudhir, political analyst, also joining us on the debate. Krishne Gowda, critical of the BJP on this issue, also joining us live on the debate. Let me start with Sadhvi Jayabharti, and I'll get Abhishek Sudhir to respond to that. And I'm going through, I've broken it down, Lokesh, I've broken it down, Abhishek, into 4 arguments. We have just 4 speakers. We'll take it one by one. Now let's go through the list of excuses. There were at least 15 excuses. I won't waste your time taking you through all the 15 because it's available on Google. I'll go through the main ones. Okay, Sadhvi Jayabharti, only yesterday the Congress cadre, which by the way has been saying that they will boycott this Pran Pratishtha, etc., they landed up in Ayodhya with a Congress flag. They landed up in Ayodhya with Congress flags at the site, and they were confronted by locals, and there are videos of some of their workers even using words I can't repeat on a live debate. and they were literally thrown out. They went there with the party flag, Sadhvi Jaya Bharati, and this after giving all the excuses about Pran Pratishtha, Shankaracharya, etc.
We have discussed this further, and this has been Congress has been on a roller coaster ride ever since this INDI alliance has been formed, and we've seen in the series of methods where we have found that it has a diminishing relevance as far as why, because it comes out to be a most confused party, I think, in the Indian history, in the political arena. So one point in time, they say they are Hindus, they wear Janeus, and then they, hardly, maybe they find it difficult to handle their dhotis while they walk the corridors of the temple, citing they are Hindus, claiming they are Hindus. Then they, despite their own records of that, they are the ones who went to the court, citing that, the Lord Ram was imaginary, the temple was built on a vacant land, and all that stuff. So it's a most confused party because they do not even know what ideology they are following, to whom they connect in the Indian population, to the Indian public. One side, their mouths are sealed, their lips are sealed when the INDI alliance members and partners say that Hinduism should be eradicated like corona, and they keep justifying it. And then they hide behind Shankaracharyas and seemingly portray that they are very Hindus. So this is one party which absolutely thought that it was in their political interest to defy the very relevance of Lord Ram with the Indian public. And now they cannot believe that tables have been turned. The wheel has come full circle. And today, it is the devotion to Lord Ram that is resonating with people. They cannot believe it. That's something that they have been stopping. There are records from Nehru stopping the Hindu people from praying. Everybody knows the story of K.K. Nair and the then CM, Congress CM of Uttar Pradesh. They have all stopped. The Mulayam Singh who opened fire on car sevaks. So with this history, they do not even have the gumption to say that we are coming to Ram Janam Bhoomi and be a part. It is good of BJP to have extended. Sorry, wait a minute. VHP to have extended them the invitation. But I'll tell you, with so much confusion that this party has, but I'm very sure they do not have the guts and gumption to come up. And even if they come up, I think the public and people of Ayodhya have all the right to object, because this party, they went to the extent of calling everything related to Lord Ram, Hinduism and Sanatana imaginary. And I'm very soon this party is going to become imaginary.
No. And today there's been another remark. I don't know whether you've heard Sadhvi Jayabharti, but I want to get Lokesh in on that, and I want Abhishek also to see. I want to check what Abhishek's stand is on this. There's a minister in Karnataka this evening, and we broke the story on Republic Kannada. You know what he said? His name is K.N. Rajanna. There's a minister, okay? There's a minister. And the minister says, and on one hand, you say, you have them saying we will not go for the opening. Secondly, they'll end up there outside the temple with party flags. And today you have a minister, you know what this minister has said? I'm going to quote him, quote unquote. There are Ram Mandirs with a history of thousands of years back home. These are holy places. Now BJP is building temples for election. BJP is cheating people. Now here comes the operative part. He says, I had gone there when Babri Masjid was demolished. They kept 2 dolls in a tent and called it Ram. I repeat, he says, I had gone there when Babri Masjid was demolished. They kept 2 dolls in a tent and called it Ram. Back home, when we go to Ram temple, there's a vibration that one can feel. In Ayodhya, I felt nothing. He says, in Ayodhya, I felt nothing. It was like dolls in touring talkies. I didn't make that up.
Yes.
I didn't make that up. I want to get the Congress-leaning spokesperson's
Give me
response
just one
on that.
moment to respond to this,
I
and then you can take the Congress parties. Just 1 minute, just 30 seconds for this. One thing that I want to make it very clear. Though the Prime Minister Modi might have been invited to the consecration ceremony and do some ceremony at the last day of the Pran Pratishtha Yagya, which is elaborate over 7 days. One thing, let this be clear and do not confuse this. The mandir is not coming up with the government money or the anything from the government. It is a
Let me get his
people's
response.
emotion.
Santi
it
ji,
is
1
their
minute. Can I
devotion.
get, Jai
People
Bharti ji,
have
can I get his
contributed.
response?
So specifically, don't say BJP is building it. Yes, BJP
Now, I want to
has
see what he
created an
says.
environment conducive for the mandir.
I want to see
and
what
we
he
give
says.
credit to that.
Niranjan,
Still has nothing to say. They don't
Lokesh,
even
will
have a thing to say
you
on that.
dissociate from Rahul Gandhi, who says he won't visit? Will you dissociate from party workers who went there with flags, or will you dissociate from a minister called Rajanna, who said it's not Ram or our gods, but he said it's dolls in a tent? Who do you want to dissociate from?
wait, first of all, get your facts right. There is no boycott to the Ram temple.
About?
It's only the 22nd January ceremony where we are witnessing that
Okay.
not all the Vidhi Vidhan are being followed, and a dharmic festival, a dharmic moment is being turned into a political one that the party has decided not to attend. Because as a Hindu,
Who went there with party flags yesterday and who made it political?
because it is already politicized. The event has been already politicized, something which should not have been done.
Are you justified? No, 1 minute.
No.
Are you
Please
justified
give me
going
a
there with
courtesy.
Congress
Wait,
party flags?
Niranjan, allow me a non-interjected time period like you allowed the previous participant. Let me make my points, please. Look, when I'm talking about
Short follow-up for you only.
the temple and the Pran Pratishtha ceremony, it should have been carried out by a religious seer or some person associated with religion rather than politicians. What have politicians got to do with Lord Ram? Because if you talk about bhakti, prapatti marg, even with respect to the Navda bhakti, which Lord Ram gave the upadesh to Mata Shabri, he points out that any form of bhakti which is carried out with some form of a motive or some form of interest is something which is not acceptable to Lord Ram. Why are politicians whose main aim is to get power and not salvation are carrying out this ceremony? It should have been a religious year. I am hurt. Why is my religion being used to gain political end? Why not have true people who have devoted their life to religion carrying out this ceremony? Why is it that the Shankaracharyas, when they are objected to, there was no response? The politicians should have left aside. They should have come over there as devotees, as bhakt, not with the pomp and show and all that drama which is associated with the show off of power. You are coming to a Ram temple. Lord Ram is Brahma. A temple is basically Brahma Sakshatkar. Every individual comes over there to look at the microcosm of universe where he sees the ultimate reality in the form of Lord Ram. In front of that, I don't want all these petty politicians who lie, who have a questionable conduct, whose character is not up to the mark.
You didn't answer my question. You're giving a very long-winded response to a specific question. Long-winded response to a specific question, Lokesh. My question was on whether you agreed with a statement of a minister who said that when he went to Ayodhya, there were two dolls in a tent and it was called Ram. I want you to respond to a statement made today, not 31 years ago. I want you to respond to a statement. I'll repeat that statement. He said in Ayodhya, I felt nothing. It was like dolls in talkies. He said it was like dolls in touring talkies. He almost called it a puppet show in Ayodhya. I want you to respond to that.
If you'll give me time, then I'll respond.
Don't give me a long-winded answer.
If you'll give me time, then I'll respond. Why the hell are these politicians going to Ayodhya? Who the hell are these politicians talking about religion? Who are the hell are these politicians who are talking about religion? Who dragged religion into politics?
Rajanna is your minister in Karnataka, is a Congress leader.
Who is dragging religion into politics? Why are politicians politicizing?
Are you saying who the hell is Rajanna? Was that your question? Who the hell is Rajanna?
No,
your own Congress leader.
My question first. You answer my question. What have the politicians got to do with Pran Pratishtha? They are
No, I'm
better
here
in
to
the
ask you
parliament.
questions. You don't ask me
They are
questions.
good
I'm
in the
asking you
parliament.
questions.
They are good at taking over.
Give us specific.
And they are good at
No,
formulating policies.
Lokesh. What the minister said.
What are
What
the
the minister
politicians
said
doing
amounts to
in a
insult of a
religious
religion.
ceremony?
What the
are
minister said amounts
politicians
to
doing in
insult of a
religious
religion.
ceremony?
I'm asking
It's
you.
none
What the
of their
minister
business.
said. What the minister said amounts to insult of a religion. No, what the minister said amounts to insult of a religion. You can't say they kept two dolls in a tent and called it Ram.
You want to have your own radio?
You can't assume that, everybody in this country is a fool, that you will say, make such a remark and then get away with it.
I understand your TRP, but
Not
maintain
TRP,
decency.
boss, I'm asking you a question.
Maintain decency.
I-
Maintain decency.
Oh my God,
This is
I
not
asked you a
the way to
specific
behave.
question. Can't you give, okay, Rashmi doesn't want to, Rashmi, what do you make of it? Rashmi, when you hear a comment like this, dolls in a tent and they called it Ram. Dolls in a tent and they called it Ram. He says in Ayodhya, I felt like it was dolls in a touring talkies. Not my comment.
Niranjan, I think as a Hindu, it's deeply disturbing to hear such statements come out from leaders of the Congress. And what's even more disturbing is to see Congress leaders suddenly turn into experts on Hindu dharma and on, become Vedic scholars overnight. How they're claiming that somehow the ceremony is not complete. I think that is also very disturbing. And what's most disturbing is how all politicians have somehow misappropriated the sentiments of the four Shankaracharyas, so much that the Shankaracharya of Sringeri and Kanchi, so Sringeri is very close to home, he had to come out in media and actively denounce the misinformation being spread in his name by Congress leaders. That is the extent to which the Congress leaders have gone to. That now the very seers that they want to attend this event and they want to be the Yajman of the event, they're managing to use their name and spread misinformation among public. How dangerous is that, Niranjan? And I mean, we are beyond a point where our sentiments are hurt because Congress has time and again managed to hurt our sentiments. First, by calling Bhagwan Ram imaginary. Second, by actively stopping many processes, including, the release of the archaeological survey, which clearly said that there was a mandir there on which an illegal structure was constructed. So I think it is absolutely disheartening. And the comments now, they are just beyond hurtful and they are just beyond hurting sentiments. They are, actively trying to see discord among Indian citizens. They're actively trying to hijack narratives and they're actively trying to defame Shankaracharyas who are, leaders of society. And it is very disturbing as a Hindu to see the Congress politicize not just the Ram Mandir, but also drag Shankaracharyas into this. It is absolutely disheartening to see this as a common citizen and as a common Hindu of this great nation.
Yeah, I want to get in Abhishek Sudhir. Abhishek, see, you also have roots in Karnataka, right? Here in Sringeri, Sringeri Jagadguru, Sannidhanam has clearly ordered all devotees not to fall for the false propaganda of whatever is being told about the Shankaracharyas, Abhishek. Sringeri Peetam has fully blessed the Pran Pratishtha of the Ayodhya Ram Mandir. Right. They're sending special prasadam. In fact, he's gone on the Sringeri Jagadguru has spoken multiple times. So what is this thing about Shankaracharyas? I don't understand.
Yeah, well, I think there was a quote from the Union Minister Narayan Rane a few days ago when the news of the Shankaracharyas not attending the Pran Pratishtha came out. He said, I, Narayan Rane, Union Minister of the ruling BJP, want to ask these Shankaracharyas what is their contribution to the Hindu religion. How can a Union Minister of the ruling dispensation ask what the contribution of the Shankaracharyas has been? Adi Shankara saved Hinduism. If it wasn't for Adi Shankara, we would be a Buddhist nation today. Look, I'm going to Ayodhya tomorrow. I don't need some invitation from Champat Rai or anybody. I will be in Ayodhya from tomorrow this whole week. I am a follower of Ramanujacharya, but that doesn't mean I insult Shankaracharya. If the Shankaracharyas don't want to attend, that is their decision. I believe that the ruling dispensation should reach out to the Shankaracharyas and ask them, okay, what is it? Why are you not coming? What can we do? There is something always known as parihara, right? In Sanskrit, in Hinduism, when you do something that on an inauspicious date, you can always do something to make it auspicious. If you're getting married on an inauspicious day, you can always commit, what they call penance in Christianity, for example. You call it parihara in Kannada and Sanskrit, right? Why don't you placate the Shankaracharyas? Instead, your union minister is attacking the Shankaracharyas. The Congress has committed political suicide. Don't mistake me. The Congress, by not attending the ceremony, has committed political suicide. You have Mallikarjun Kharge, you have Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, Sonia Gandhi. They say religion is a personal matter. None of them are Hindus. They don't follow Hinduism. But so what? So what? Why can't you attend the ceremony? Attend the ceremony, right? But please, this is also a political event for the BJP, but for Hindus, this is a religious event. This is a very sacred event for Hindus. I come from a family that has donated to the Ram Mandir. I come from a village called Hiremaglur, which has the oldest Ram temple, one of the oldest Ram temples in the country. This is a very sacred event for Hindus. The Congress should have attended. That's a mistake. But the union minister of the BJP should also apologize for insulting the Shankaracharyas. That is my simple point.
Okay. See, you look at the excuses, Lokesh. First, they said idols in Ayodhya are akin to dolls in touring talkies made today. That's excuse number one, given by a Congress, not a Congress leader, but a minister, Lokesh. Second excuse, there's no formal invite, even though many of them have been invited. Third excuse, temple is being constructed 4 kilometers away from the original birthplace. Fourth excuse, event is a gimmick show before Lok Sabha elections, a festival excluding other communities. Many other community leaders have been invited, including the Babri litigant is also attending. Fifth excuse, Shiv Sena quoting people who've contributed to Ram Mandir struggle saying they're not invited. Sixth excuse, Lord Ram is coming to Ayodhya, is not coming to Ayodhya only on 22nd January. Seventh excuse, Mandir is incomplete, Shankaracharyas also are not attending. Eighth excuse, consecration ceremony was not being held keeping in mind religious procedures. Ninth excuse, is going to be very crowded. NCP Chief Sharad Pawar cited crowds in 2024 Lok Sabha polls being a reason for consecration ceremony. 10th excuse, consecration ceremony is a BJP-RSS event. I have 5 more excuses, I won't waste your time. But I'm asking, you just said Abhishek Sudhir. Abhishek Sudhir usually, takes an anti-BJP line, a pro-AAP line, as I know it. But even he's saying, you're committing political suicide by giving all these excuses. Lokesh, and then I'll get Sadhvi Jai Bharti to respond to you.
In Pran, there is a story of Daksh carrying out a yajna and not inviting Lord Shiva. And then he had to face the repercussion. I think history is repeating itself. Because the way Shankaracharyas are attending it, the manner in which it is being carried out, history is repeating itself. And please do not be mistaken and stop portraying Congress as anti-Hindu political party. There are devout Hindus in the political party. I know the chief trustees of big temples who are active members of the Congress, who align with the ideology of the Congress and practice Hinduism as much as any other person claims to be. We do not need certificate from BJP in order to practice the religion, in order to be a Hindu. So BJP has to stop making itself or declaring itself as a certifying authority in all these aspects.
Even Abhishek Sudhir doesn't agree with you. Even he's nodding his head. Even he doesn't believe in you, man.
Let him not. Let him
Even
not.
he doesn't believe you. Abhishek Sudhir is also laughing at
An
you.
anti-Hindu party.
It doesn't matter
If you were a pro-Hindu
at all.
party, you could send one leader to the
Even
ceremony.
Abhishek Sudhir
It is
doesn't believe
because
you.
of your party that liberal Hindus have to
Sir,
suffer. It is because of your
tell me
party
one
that liberal
thing,
Hindus have to
being-
suffer.
being a-
You're handing
being
the
a
election on a
good
plate
Hindu.
to the BJP.
Being
You
a
couldn't send one
good
leader to the
Hindu.
ceremony. Why don't you take
Being
credit
a-
for the Ram
being
Mandir?
a-
Take
it's
credit
more
for the Ram Mandir. It was Rajiv Gandhi who opened the
to
locks of the
practice-
masjid.
Unbelievable.
It was Narasimha Rao. It was Narasimha Rao who allowed the structure to be brought down. It was Narasimha Rao who allowed the Babri to be brought down. Take some credit for it, man. Take some credit
No,
for it.
lighter note.
Why not?
Abhishek, Lokesh, Rashmi and Sadhvi, Sadhvi Jai Bharti, I'll tell you a story on a lighter note. I'm sitting in Bengaluru, okay? Here, I just told you the comment of a minister, okay? And I also told you what the chief minister has said. The chief minister recently refused to enter a temple, okay? You know what members of his party are doing in their respective constituencies? You've seen Rajnikant poster, right? Just before a movie release, like 100 feet tall posters. They put out cutouts of Sri Ram all over their constituencies, of Lord Ram all over their constituencies. And they're saying, forget about what my party says or not, I am going to celebrate the 22nd of January. I'm not lying. We broadcast the story of the visuals of these MLAs asking their people to do it all over the constituency. Why are you guys hiding? What is there to hide? Sadhvi Jayabharti, what is there to hide or feel ashamed? I don't understand.
You know, it is one of the toughest job to be Congress spokesperson nowadays. You just really have nowhere to go. You don't know what to answer. The party is so confused. The party leaders are going haywire. They have no. Sir, please, I didn't interrupt you when you were talking. I know you have got a confused party and you're running amok everywhere, but let's not do that on a debate. Let's have an ideal, decent debate. I understand your pain. I understand your problem. But the thing is, no. Just see, you were speaking. You said you had a long monologue. Now have patience and listen. Dharya, that's what Lord Ram teaches. Have dharya. So now that have dharya. So now the thing is, when their leaders actually are talking about, I am literally, they were in a really fixed position because they do not have Hindu backing at the moment. But in some pockets, their leaders, they still connect and relate and are Hindus. So you cannot take away a faith from somebody. So the party line is different. The faiths are different. The alliance obligations are different. And it's a split party with no single focus anywhere. And the only thing, just because Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi and whatever, they are anti-Hindus, they are pure Christian or whatever. They're definitely Islamophobic. They've been giving all sorts of statements against Hindus. And I would have been surprised. I'm not surprised at all. They are refusing for all useless reasons, as if now Congress is the biggest pundit to speak upon muhurats and other things. And I would have been surprised if Congress would have.
But I have to tell you, Sadhvi Jayabharti,
yes.
also, to be objective, Sadhvi Jayabharti, I'll ask you another question, okay? In interest of objectivity, I'll tell you there is an MP, there's a parliamentarian called Anant Kumar Hegde. Rashmi Samant will know. Rashmi, there's a parliamentarian called Anant Kumar Hegde. He's a sitting parliamentarian. He's an MP. And he says the Hindu community will seek revenge. Now, he may be an outlier in the BJP. His own party is distanced. But you can't blame some in the opposition for questioning the BJP when you make such comments. Saying that this was a temple, that was a temple, this was a temple, we will reclaim this, we will reclaim that, we will get revenge. I mean, you can't make such statements, especially when you're in power. When you're elected, you're a parliamentarian.
Definitely.
You will be questioned.
Definitely.
Niranjan, on this matter, I'd like to say that there's been an archaeological survey which has counted countless temples in each district which were destroyed in order to make way for places of worship of other faiths. Well, there is a due cost to reclaim them, that is to file cases within local courts and to escalate them all the way up to the apex court in the country. And I do believe that all citizens need to pick up that recourse. Because reclamation is part of, decolonization and going back to roots. And I think that is something that needs to be done legally.
Discourse is also important, no? Rashmi, recourse is okay, but discourse is also important, no, in public life.
You're right, Niranjan. So I think there needs to be a finer line with which this is conveyed. And the recourse has to be legal.
Recourse has to be legal. Abhishek, I'm asking Abhishek. Abhishek, I wanted to get your thing on, your views on this scale of the narrative setting by this,
is a repeat offender.
By the Latvians, of course.
He is a repeat offender.
He is a repeat offender.
He's a repeat offender and he's made these comments repeatedly. And I don't think the Home Minister Amit Shah is a big fan of Anant Kumar Hegde. I think he has been told repeatedly by the BJP leadership to tone down. Look, all I'll say is that no matter how many temples have been razed, have been destroyed over the centuries, as a Hindu, I was brought up to believe that we don't go around destroying the places of worship of other religions. For me, the Supreme Court judgment in 2019 was the end of the matter. The Supreme Court gave a judgment and they said the temple has to be built. Now, as far as Shahi Eidgah and Gyanvapi is concerned, let the Supreme Court, like Rashmi said, let there be recourse to the courts. People like Anant Kumar Hegde, if they keep making these statements,
Okay.
the BJP will have to pay the political price for it. Somebody like Anant Kumar Hegde should not be given a ticket in 2024.
Yeah.
That will be the clearest sort of statement of intent, from the leadership of the BJP. Yeah. So he's definitely a repeat offender.
It's turning out to be a problem. Thank you. At that point, Sadhvi, Jayabharti, Rashmi, Lokesh and Abhishek, I have a very special guest. All right, we have a very special guest joining us on the debate this evening. She's joining us also at a very special time. This morning at 8 a.m., in fact, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi put out a tweet. He put out a tweet with a link of her song saying that this rendition by Shivashri Skanda Prasad in Kannada beautifully highlights the spirit of devotion to Prabhu Sri Ram. Such efforts go a long way in preserving our rich cultural heritage. I have Shivashri Skanda Prasad joining us on the debate this evening. Shivashri, thank you for joining us. First of all, how does it feel, Shivashri, that your song not only touches, immense public sentiments, but was also appreciated by the Prime Minister himself? A lot of people, and I can tell you a lot of people across the country are talking about your rendition today.
It's absolutely delightful. I've been elated since morning, and it was a surprise today. It was a pleasant surprise this morning as soon as I woke up and checked Twitter. I see that our dear Prime Minister has tweeted a song that I had posted almost a year ago. And it's not something that you witness every day, that you encounter every day. And it's really delightful for me for getting this beautiful, wonderful recognition from our Prime Minister.
And as a trained Carnatic musician, was your song a display of your artistic expression, or was it inspired by your personal spiritual understanding, Shivashri?
This is a personal favorite for me more than from my repertoire of Carnatic music. Dr. Rajkumar is a personal favorite. I've been a fan of him, and this is one of his songs. I loved the Sahitya, and I just loved how it fell in place for Rama. And I had just randomly chosen this song for Ramanavami, and I wanted to render something in Kannada, and I did it. And it so happened that it also is very appropriate for the occasion now that the days are leading to the Prana Pratishtha of Ram Lalla at Ayodhya. It is a very appropriate Sahitya that Modi ji has chosen to tweet today, and this is my personal choice. This has got nothing to do with the Shastriya Sangeetam or the Nama Sankirtana that I do.
I can tell you that across the country, people have been playing that rendition, Shivashri. And the reason I'm asking you this question is, and there's a context to this, I'll tell you the context. There are political leaders who try and create this nationwide North-South divide. They try and create a North-South divide, especially regarding the upcoming Ram Mandir inauguration. What is the public sentiment like around your home in Tamil Nadu? I can tell you, for one, in Karnataka, it's almost a festive fervor, and across the country. And the reason why I mentioned Karnataka is because I'm sitting in Bengaluru, and all channels are playing your rendition, and it's a beautiful song. What's the sentiment in Tamil Nadu, where you come from?
Well, I feel this North-South divide that is created is a forced divide. It is an artificial divide. I don't think, in reality, there is absolutely no divide between the North and South. To be honest, even Prabhu Sri Ram, though he is considered the king of Ayodhya, he belongs to the northern part of the country. I think we have all grown up chanting his name, writing his name 1,008 times every day. Ram Nam has been an integral part of our childhood, even in the south of this country. And with respect to today's political divide that has been created, I think it is just it's just false. I mean, because people in Tamil Nadu are still extremely devout. Culture and devotion in Tamil Nadu is still a lot. And I see people who come and attend my concerts. I see the extent of divinity, the extent of devotion that people still hold. So, and this Jan 22nd's historic moment is being awaited by millions of people in the southern part of the country. And this shows us that it is not something that just belongs to one part of the nation, and there is absolutely nothing that can divide people when it comes to culture, tradition, bhakti, especially. So India always becomes one when it comes to its Sanskriti.
Yeah. And as you sing about the birth of Lord Ram, what are your thoughts about Hindus finally being able to witness the creation of the Ram Mandir? Any special
Niranjan,
thoughts
I'm
on
not
that?
able to hear you. You're completely inaudible. I'm sorry.
All right. I'm checking. Can you hear me now? Shivashri, can you hear me now?
Hi, just checking. Can you hear me now, Shivashri? I'll try that again. Shivashri,
I'm not
hi.
able to hear you.
Okay, I'm just going to try and ask you that question again. As you sing about the birth of Lord Ram, what are your thoughts on the Hindu community finally being able to witness
The Hindu community finally being able to witness the inauguration, this big event on the 22nd of January, Shivashri?
I'm so sorry. I have no audio from your end.
Okay, I'm just checking. Can you hear me now? Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Can you hear me now?
No problem. Yes, yes, very feeble, but still I can make out. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, my final question to you was because your songs are a tribute to the birth of Lord Ram. What are your thoughts on the Ram Mandir finally being inaugurated on the 22nd of January?
Yes, so we have all been waiting for this for such a long time. I've heard from my grandparents, from people from their generation, as to what is the work that went behind bringing this moment to us today. And there's so much excitement, there's festivities, there's celebration everywhere around. And I personally am waiting for this moment. This is a very, very special day, and I'm waiting to celebrate it like Deepavali. I can't wait to light up, diyas, hundreds of diyas around my house. I want to bring in a lot of people and do a lot of Hari Kirtan, Ram Nam Kirtan. So this is going to be a very, very special day for me, and I can't wait for that.
Finally, I won't be spared by our viewers if I let you go without a small song for all the viewers of the debate. I know perhaps it looks like you're at an airport. That's what I can make out from your background. But if you can
Yes,
sing
yes,
something
yes,
from that song that the Prime Minister tweeted for all our viewers.
definitely, definitely. ಒಲಿದರು ಚೆನ್ನ ಮುನಿದರು ಚೆನ್ನ ನಿನ್ನ ಸೆರುವೆ ಬಾಳಿಗೆ ಚೆನ್ನ ನಾನಿನ್ನ ಪಾದದ ಧೂಳಾದರೂ ಚೆನ್ನ ನಾನಿನ್ನ ಪಾದದ ಧೂಳಾದರೂ ಚೆನ್ನ ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸು ನನ್ನ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ತೆರೆಯೋ ಬಾಗಿಲನು ರಾಮ ತೆರೆಯೋ ಬಾಗಿಲನು ರಾಮ ಪೂಜಿಸಲೆಂದೇ ಹೂಗಳ ತಂದೆ.
Thank you so much, Shivashri. Thank you so much. And we look forward to speaking to you once again, perhaps in the build-up to January 22nd. And all the very best. It was our privilege to have you on the debate. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you. Jai Shri Ram.
Thank you.